Alright, welcome everybody to another edition of Cooking with Liz. Tonight we're going to do something we haven't tried before. I'm going to do bacon wrapped stuffed chicken breasts. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've done a little bit of research on how to do this, but of course I'm going to adapt it to my own style. That's the great thing about cooking. When there's something you think that sounds good, you can go online and actually Google it and probably find a recipe for it. And then you look at the recipe and then you can adapt it for yourself. So I already had an idea how I was going to do it, and then I just looked it up a few times to see the different ways to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare our ingredients to actually put inside the chicken when we roll it up and stuff it. So I'm going to get that put up. I'm going to put that in here first, and then I'll get my chicken breasts out and I'll prepare them and we'll go through the whole thing. I've got 2 chicken breasts. I'm going to cut them in half and then I'm going to butterfly them. And I'll go through all that when we get to it. But first of all, let's just start with our basic ingredients for our stuffing. We're going to have some cheese. I got a couple different types of cheese here. I got some shredded cheese. I'm not exactly sure what type it is. Neither one of them. They're both cheeses. But we're going to put those in the center of the chicken breasts when we roll it up. And these are both cheeses from Japan. Again, just like anything else, the type of cheese you choose to use is up to you. You can use Swiss, provolone, cheddar, Monterey Jack, blue cheese. It doesn't matter. It's what cheese you like. That's going to be the important thing here is as usual, I'm going to give you an idea how to do it, and then you're going to take and make it yourself the way you want to make it. So we can go ahead and put our cheese in our little mix here. So I'm just going to dump that in there like that. There's enough of that cheese. And I'm going to get my scissors over here, which I should have put over here already. So I can open this cheese up. It's a little easier than trying to figure everything out or trying to rip it open. Always have some shears. These shears are only used for cooking for me. And only then just open packages. So that should be more than enough cheese for what we're going to do. So I'm going to still want to keep my area uncluttered. I'm going to go ahead and put my cheese back in the refrigerator, throw away my trash, and put my scissors back up in case I need them again, but I'll still have them. So we got our cheese up. So it doesn't matter how we start here, so we're going to start with our mushrooms. We're going to rinse those off as usual. Don't want any dirt on them. Great thing about it, again, Japanese mushrooms don't tend to have a lot of dirt on them. I only got a couple more in there, so might as well use the rest of them. We're going to cut everything up pretty fine today because it's all going to go into these chicken breasts. So I'm going to cut that little bottom off, put that in there, and get that out of the and put it in the trash before it goes down the drain, because that becomes a pain in the butt to clean out. So I'm just going to chop up my mushrooms, and then y'all have seen my little cutting board before. It's pretty neat. I'm sure they have them somewhere in the United States like this, or elsewhere in the world, wherever you're watching from. I know I have somebody that watches from elsewhere here in Asia. And then, so, great thing about this cutting board is, I just go like that, take my knife, scrape the rest of the way in there. Alright, so I want to put a little onion in there too. So obviously that's way too much onion, and we'll take care of the onion like we usually do. So I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use just about a little less than half the onion. I'm probably going to have way, let's see here. I'm probably going to have way more than enough stuff to put in there. But what I'm going to do with it is, if I don't get it in the chicken breast this time, I'm going to take it, I'm going to save it for tomorrow morning for breakfast when I make myself some eggs. Make an omelet out of it or something like that. Hope you all watched my omelet video the other day. I know a lot of you did, and again, something I really enjoyed making for you all. And quite honestly, enjoyed eating it too. So we're just going to take our onion, cut off that end, get rid of the dry skin, because obviously we don't want that in there. So I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's observing their stay at home. That's the best thing we can do right now is just stay at home. I actually had to go out today. I had to go to the dentist. Got one more dental appointment left before I go down south. It's really the whole reason why I'm still up here in Yokosuka is because I have some dental work being done. Great thing about it is here in Japan, dental work is so much cheaper than it is in the States. And quite honestly, I think they do a much better job. The work I'm having done, they didn't even want to do in the States. They were like, yeah, let's just pull the tooth and put a bridge in. Here in Japan, they, nope, we'll go ahead and we'll do the root canal and we'll save the tooth and we'll put a crown on it and everything will be good. So, and it was a lot cheaper, but enough about me and the dental work. As I said, we want to chop things up fairly fine today. So we're just going to chop them up. So notice I'm holding my fingers in here. So I can use them as a guide, but I have them like that. So that although I'm using my fingers as a guide, I'm not risking cutting myself as I try to chop these onions up. I had a little more onion than I needed. But I'll be quite honest with you, I like onions, so it's alright. Ooh, this one's a strong one. That's actually affecting me, making me tear up a little bit. So if I start to sound like I'm crying, it's not that I'm upset. It's just that the onion's affecting me a little bit. It's just some things we have to deal with sometimes. So that's pretty well fine. So as I said, I'm just going to put everything in this. Whoa, yeah, it's just really getting me now. Starting to tear up a little bit more, but hey, it'll be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put some garlic in it too. So I had to buy a new clove of garlic because you saw me use it all the other day. So we're gonna put 2 cloves in it today. Probably a little more than I need again. Probably gonna have way more stuffing than I need. And that's okay, as I said. I'll just save that for tomorrow and use it to make an omelet with in the morning. And I think it'll actually be really good for an omelet in the morning. So just cut this end off. I couldn't get it to pop like I wanted it to. So we're gonna slice up our garlic. Now if you have a garlic press, that works great too. I don't have a garlic press. So I'm just gonna chop it up like I chopped my onion up. The other things we're going to be making with dinner tonight, besides the stuffed chicken breasts, is we're going to do steamed broccoli. So once we get the chicken going, we'll move on to the broccoli. And then I'm also going to make some baked potatoes. Now, as you know, I don't have an oven. So not having an oven, that means unfortunately tonight I'm going to have to use my microwave. But you know what, microwaved baked potatoes are actually pretty good. They're pretty easy to make. I'll go over the way they are. I'll show you how I make them. But unfortunately you won't be able to actually see me cook it because all I'm going to do is stick them in the microwave. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this or do that, and we'll go over that when we get to it. But right now, just trying to chop my garlic up so that it's nice and fine. I don't want it too thick. I mean, it could be. If you like thicker garlic, that's great. I know one of the great things with this, some of the Japanese or Korean barbecue restaurants, Japanese restaurants, or Japanese barbecue restaurants, whatever they want to call themselves, it's really this great concept where you actually take and literally grill the food at your table. Yeah, literally, you have a grill on your table and you grill the food. They have a thing where they take and will bring you out garlic whole cloves, just like you saw me start with, and in butter, and you'll set them on your grill and just let them cook up like that. It's amazing. Unfortunately, they don't let me record at a place like that. If they did, it would be amazing, and I would definitely love to share with you all that. So, got my garlic, my onions, my mushrooms, my cheese all up in here. And Now, I've got to mix this up somewhat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid to my pan here, and instead of trying to stir it up, I'm going to put it on there, and I'm just going to shake it up so that I get it all mixed up, and then I'll clean the stuff off the top before I put it on my chicken. So as I said, anything left in here, I'll take tomorrow and use it in an omelet. Hopefully I use most of it tonight, but if I don't, that's okay. I'm not going to waste it, I'm going to reuse it, and I'll show you that. So a little bit of cheese left, or a little bit of garlic up in there, some onions. So I'm just push that back in the pan, or back in the container, and we're gonna set that aside. All right, so now I'm gonna go over to the refrigerator, I'm gonna get the chicken breasts out and the bacon out, and we'll actually start putting things together. So again, using some Japanese bacon. It's a little less fatty than I liked, but this is what they had available. Use the bacon you have. Use what you have. So again, never tried this before, but we're gonna try it tonight, and hopefully everything comes out great. And we'll get everything put together before we get the pan going. So one of my chicken breasts was frozen from the pack that I bought the other night. So when I did thaw it, I actually put it in water and let it thaw out. Best spot to do it is either in water like that or in the refrigerator. You just want to use regular water. Anything else, you can encourage growth of bacteria in your chicken, and that's no bueno. So whoops, y'all know I messed up. That's not the one that's supposed to be used. So I'll switch it out. I'll make sure I wash that really well before I use it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut my chicken breasts in half to begin with, to start. Alright, so I'm going to cut them in half. That way they're a little bit easier to manage in the pan. Alright, and then the next step is what we're going to call, is what's called butterflying. See, my chicken breasts are about a half inch thick. Now, you have two options here. You can butterfly it like I'm going to do, or you can take and pound the chicken out between two pieces of plastic using a rolling pin or a meat hammer or whatever. And you see, I'm just going to butterfly them up. You see, I'm just going to keep trying to keep it right about a 1/4 inch and open them up nicely. And then we're going to stick our ingredients in there and then roll it with bacon. And after we get our ingredients in there. So there's a lot of different things you can butterfly. You can butterfly shrimp, and before you fry it, it helps to clean those veins out that we don't necessarily like. But today we're just butterflying our chicken, which means opening it up, and we're trying to do it as careful as we can. Now I know some of you that are out there in my not necessarily my fandom, but in my friends lists, are actual cooks. And if you guys want to give me some advice sometime, I would love to hear from you. I know my cousin's a trained cook, and one of my shipmates is a trained cook. So if you guys want to give me advice, by all means. But again, I'm just doing this because I enjoy it. And I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. So I'm going to open up my bacon too. And the neat thing about everything in Japan is it's got arrows. It shows you how to open it. So we're going to open up one package first, just so that as we roll this stuff up, we can wrap it in bacon. And of course, my hands are a little bit greasy, so that's going to be a little bit hard. Alright, so we're getting it. We're getting it. Ah, we got it. We got it. Yay. So we'll open up one package first. And I brought 2 packages because I wasn't sure exactly how many I would need. So We're only gonna open up the one first. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chicken breasts and set them out. You have our other ones there. And then, see, so I don't want to necessarily grab a hold of this right now with my hands. So I'm just gonna use my tongs to reach in here and grab some of this and put in here so that I'm not contaminating it for later on. Because remember we talked about when we're doing an omelet, how it may not, yeah, I'm gonna have more than enough for tomorrow for other things. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna put that in there like that. And then, just because I want to be on the safe side, I also bought these cooking skewers to help hold everything together. You don't always necessarily need these. Toothpicks work great too. And honestly, the recipes I looked at earlier didn't show it. And I know I shouldn't be drinking while I'm just handling raw chicken, but I want a little bit of Jameson, I'm sorry. So then I'm just gonna roll this up, and I'm probably gonna lose some of it as I do. I'm gonna try to keep it all in there. All right, so I did lose a little bit, that's okay. Then I'm gonna take my bacon and just wrap around it. And then, because obviously my bacon doesn't wanna sit there, I'm gonna take my chickens, or my skewer, and just put through there like that. And that'll help hold everything together. Sometimes it's easier to do that than not to do it. And then we'll have another piece of bacon around it. And oops, didn't quite cover it that time, so we'll take another piece and stick on there. And again, we'll take another skewer and stick through there. It's gonna take a little while to cook, so we're gonna have to cook it slow. We're gonna stick in our pan right now, even though our pan's not on, we're gonna stick in our pan. Push this over to the side, because we're gonna use that in a second. Take another chicken breast. There's leftovers that fell out. We're gonna stick in there so we don't waste stuff. Then again, same thing, we're gonna add our filling. And we're gonna roll it up again. And yes, I left my skin on. A lot of the recipes I looked at earlier said to remove your skin, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Skin is definitely part of the Japanese cuisine, to be honest. It's a little weird out here, the differences in how we actually eat things. And one of the things we eat a lot of is chicken, and it's always got the skin on. And it always may have a little bit of fat in it. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to be careful with these in the future, because I've definitely contaminated them a little bit with the pork and the chicken. But quite honestly, they're skewers. And anytime I use them, it'll be with cooking and not as toothpicks, because they're not. But if you're gonna use toothpicks, I'd highly advise you to take and put some toothpicks out separately first, so that you're not risking a contamination issue and somebody going and using a toothpick and then contaminating themselves with the raw chicken or raw pork. So it definitely looks like I'm gonna have to open up that second pack. And I don't know that I'm gonna be able to open up that second pack with my hands the way they are. I'll rinse them off first, of course. But if I can't, I'll just take and cut them open. So, and once we get this done, then we'll move on to our broccoli. I have to wash my cutting board really well. But we'll move on to our broccoli. Yeah, we're gonna have to open that up. So let's rinse our hands off. A little soap on them, maybe we can get the grease off. Plus, not only that, by washing them now, when I wrap them back up in the plastic, even though I'm still going to cook that bacon, I don't have to risk, I'm not risking the contamination. We all know right now how important it is to wash our hands. It's extremely important. Not washing our hands is a great way to spread the coronavirus. I know we're all scared the hell out of that right now. Okay, so if I can get this to split, that I'm just gonna be like bump it and use my knife. Oh, looks like I got it. I think I got it. Okay, yep, there we go, we got it. Yep, we got it. Of course it wants to be difficult. My hands are wet. But that's the way things are, isn't it? Okay, so it broke. So we're not going to fight with it anymore. We're just going to cut along here and open it up. I'll wrap it up in some saran wrap before I stick it in the refrigerator. Stick that back over there. Get our next piece of chicken ready. Still got some cheese and some stuffing left over from the last one. Stick that on there like that. And of course, grab some more there. Alright, that should be good. And the rest of that I'm going to stick in the refrigerator, and I will use that for an omelet tomorrow morning or for breakfast, because I don't want it to go to waste. So we got it rolled up. Get a piece of bacon on here. The other thing this bacon does is it'll help us keep all the moisture in the chicken, and that'll make the chicken that much better when we're done with it. I'm really hoping this is a good meal. Hope everything comes out the way I want it to. I haven't made this before, so this is a new one with me too, so bear with me if things don't work out right. But again, cooking is about having fun. It's about making something you'll like, and about enjoying yourself while you're doing it. You know, it's not just about feeding yourself. I mean, feeding yourself is important, obviously, but making something you like, and this time I'm gonna do something different. Keep that end in there. So we're gonna probably use a little more bacon. We might not have any bacon left over after this. Just fine with me. Got plenty of it. I can buy more. Again, I'm gonna use a skewer to hold everything together. So we'll stick one on this end too. So because I'm going to do that, I'm going to pull that skewer out. And so the other thing we're going to want to do is we're not going to want to cook this fast because we don't want to burn our bacon. And if we cook it too fast, we're going to burn this bacon. So I'm not going to put my stove on too high. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure we got everything off our stove, get rid of our trash. Hey, Raymond, Shawnee, glad to have you guys join me tonight. Let's turn my stove on. I'm going to turn it down. And we're just going to start cooking things down. While that's going, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I said I'm going to rinse my hands off. I don't want to contaminate my box. I'll wash my hands. Make sure we're washing our hands. That's our important thing, right? Washing our hands. Washing our hands. Washing our hands. And wrap this up so I can put it back in the refrigerator. There. Actually, you know what? Besides just wrapping it up, actually I have Ziploc bags, so we like the way it wrapped up. Stick it in a Ziploc bag. That should keep it nice and fresh. Stick everything in there. And then put the cover on this. Ooh, good thing I looked. Gonna rinse the soap off of that. Stick that in, stick all that in the refrigerator. Alright, back in the refrigerator. Now, as much of this as I can, I want to put on my cutting board so I can just put in the trash can, because either way it's going to have to go in the trash can, because one thing about my Japanese sink is it does have a strainer. It's located in there and it'll end up in the trash can one way or the other, so I might as well put it in there now. Alright, put that in the trash. Got our food cooking over here. We're going to do some dishes up real quick. As you guys know, I always talk about doing our dishes as we go. That way we're not having a whole bunch to deal with after we get done. Because one thing I really don't like is doing dishes after I'm done. Might as well do them while I'm cooking. I'm just going to take that a little while to cook. Matter of fact, I may end up having to stop the videos and do the second part on the live. And of course, with the Facebook, I'll just splice everything together. Alright, so we got our dishes washed. Stuff's starting to cook over here. Trying to heat up just a little bit. Now, because of the thickness on these, we really don't want our heat up a lot, because we have to give our chicken time to cook. If our chicken doesn't have time to cook, then we may end up with raw chicken. The raw chicken's no bueno. No bueno. So while we're letting that get heated up, and as I said, I've never cooked this before, but I'm having a feeling that I'm going to be able to judge how well things are coming along. That one's probably going to take a little bit longer. I really wish I had it covered in my pan here. So at this point, I think my best bet is I'm going to continue cooking this down, and I'm going to ask you all to join me again here shortly when things are ready, because the broccoli isn't going to take long. We're going to steam our broccoli tonight. So we'll be using this pan with a little bit of water in it. This pan, a little bit of water in it. So you see, this is going to allow my legs to, or my broccoli to sit up off of that. And this will go in there like that. And my broccoli will go into this steamer. Now, these steamers are actually relatively cheap. I paid $2.50 for that steamer at the ISO today. I know they have them in almost every store in the States. Walmart, Myers, Fred Meyer, wherever you do your shopping, wherever you live at. You see the different areas of the country I've lived in. You can get these steamers. They're amazing. They make your vegetables come out wonderful. So when we get back to this, we will definitely be doing that. You're starting to hear my bacon fry up right now. So I don't want to keep everybody on here and make this video overly long. So I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to shut both cameras off. And I will be back in probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Gives everybody a chance to go do what they need to do, anything they want to do instead of watching me. But I appreciate you all watching me. And again, on the Facebook or on the YouTube channel, it'll all be spliced together, so it'll be in one video. Facebook Live, there's not much I can do with it. I apologize. But anyways, I will see you all again very shortly. Let's shut this camera off. Okay, back to cooking with Liz. Sorry about the little break there, but I didn't want to take up a whole lot of time. You can see this takes a little bit of time. Now, one thing you can do with this is, instead of cooking it on the stovetop like this, you can stick it in the oven and cook it in a casserole pan. You still may have to open it up and turn it every once in a while to make sure that it cooks correctly. And that's all I've been doing while I've been gone is turning these over, because I don't want that bacon to burn. I want the bacon to be done. You can see cheese starting to come out of that one already. So these bigger ones, they may take a little while, but these smaller ones are probably getting close to being done already. But what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and get our broccoli started and our baked potatoes started. Again, I said I'm going to do the baked potatoes in the oven, and I'm going to steam the broccoli. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of water in my pan. Now, I don't need a lot of water in my pan. Because I don't want it to boil them, I just want to steam them. So you can see I just put a little bit of water in the bottom of my pan. So it doesn't come up above my steamer. As you can see, the water doesn't come up above my steamer unless I tilt it. Once it's not tilted, it's fine. Hope everybody can see that alright. So we're going to set that over there on this burner. I'm just going to mess up the cooking just a little bit because these pans just aren't the right size. So now, I set a head of broccoli. I don't want this part of the broccoli, so I'm going to cut that off. So all I have is the stems, or the little bit of the stems, and the broccoli itself. Of course, I'm going to rinse it off first as usual. And I've already taken and washed my potatoes, and we'll get to those in a second. But we're just going to take and cut our broccoli off like that, and break it apart. Anything we have left, we're going to have a little bit extra left here. We'll just break that off. This we're just going to dispose of. And then we're going to throw our broccoli right in there like that. And then because we're steaming it, we want to put our cover on it. And then we're going to start that cooking. It's going to cook down fairly quick probably once the steam gets to it. Keep turning our chicken so that it doesn't burn our bacon. And it cooks evenly. And some of the bacon's starting to burn a little bit. That's okay. That's quite okay. As I said, these smaller ones are going to be done before these larger ones. So that's fine. I'll have the smaller ones today. I'll make sure I'll finish cooking the bigger ones off later. We're going to finish prepping our potatoes right now. So to prep our potatoes, I'm going to take a fork and we just want to poke some holes in them. Especially if we're using russets where we have thicker skins because we don't want them exploding in the microwave. And this just gives the gases a way to get out. The other thing I'm going to do to help keep them a little bit moist, and there's several ways you can do this. I've seen people put them in bowls with a little bit of water on them and whatever. Me, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap them each in paper towel before I stick them in the microwave. But I just want to put some holes in there to give the gas a way to escape before the gas way to escape while it's in the microwave, because I don't want them to explode. I'm sure we've all cooked things in the microwave before and had it explode. But again, in the meantime, we're just going to, these are really coming along nice. Starting to look like they're getting just about where we want them. That in there like that. Everything's cooking up nicely. Already see our pan's getting hot over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paper towel. And since we have 3 potatoes, we're going to need 3 pieces of paper towel. And we're going to wet the paper towel down. Now, the time you want to put these in the microwave is really going to depend on the size here. With these, I'm going to guess about 2 minutes a piece. So that's going to be about 6 minutes in the microwave. You'll be able to tell when they're done. If they're not done, just keep adding a little bit of time until they get done. Again, as I've told y'all before, I don't use a lot of recipes. I come up with the stuff off my head based on my experience. As I've mentioned before, my mom taught me how to cook. She's an exceptional cook. Both of my grandparents, or actually all 3 of the grandparents I knew, were exceptional cooks. And I had a great privilege of learning from them on how to cook. And I owe all of them a lot of thanks for everything they taught me. Boy, we don't have anybody watching right now. Oh well, y'all will be able to catch up with it later. And of course we have the YouTube video that's going to go up later this evening. So again, we're just making sure we're turning these over. We're getting some nice caramelization, a little bit of burn on it, but that's okay. See, the bacon's cooking up nice. This Japanese bacon, so it's a little bit different than the American bacon. So we got our potatoes in the microwave oven. We've got our broccoli in the steamer, and we've got our chicken finishing up here pretty shortly. And of course, once we're done with the chicken, we're going to cut into it to make sure it's done. I don't have a meat thermometer. I wish I did. That's a really important thing I should have, because we want to make sure that our internal meat temperature was at least 165 degrees in order to kill any bacteria in there. So again, we're just going to finish letting things cook off. Everything's coming along really nice. The chicken's looking good. Broccoli's starting to heat up and get cooked. Potatoes are in there. And so now it's just a matter of sitting back and relaxing. I already see the broccoli changing. Alright, we're done. Sorry about the delays there, but that's what it looks like when it's plated up. So hope that's showing up well nicely there. Just a little bit of butter just melted off my baked potatoes, which I had in the microwave. Said I did three baked potatoes in the microwave, about that size. Took me about 7 minutes to get them to where I wanted them. We see all of our chicken meat's white and cooked. So I'm going to go enjoy my meal right now, and I will put together the video on YouTube where everything will come together nicely. Again, I apologize for the delays that are going to be in there, but again, this is a little bit longer than usual and a little bit more difficult than usual, but it comes down to this is what I wanted to cook tonight, and I think this is going to be a really good meal. It looks extremely good. I can't wait to try it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, give me a like on Facebook, share with your friends, give me a like on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and again, share with your friends. I appreciate everybody's time. And again, everybody, please, please, please stay home. Please stay home, wash your hands, do all we can to fight this virus that we're going through right now. I appreciate everybody's patience with me tonight, and I wish everybody well. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.